Good afternoon. It's Saturday, the 14th of October. We are at Redwood Meadows RV Resort. It's a beautiful place, very quiet. It's just a little bit east of the Judea Redwood Forest or Redwood State Park. This place has laundry, showers, nice little restaurant across the street. I've heard nothing but good things about that. There's a Chevron station and a big store, you know, a convenience type store. But as you can see, many of these pull through their parallel type parking where you pull up and you park, you know, front to back. The big rig spaces are pretty big. They're about 65 feet long. Water, sewer, cable. There's some tennis courts right over here. Looks like they've just been resurfaced. Pretty nice. Lots of fifth wheels in here. The road getting here it's doable. It's on RV Trip Wizard, shows it coming in. But our rig is 45 feet long, and with pulling the Jeep, it was a little bit, you know, me being kind of new at this, it was kind of a little nerve-wracking, but it worked out fine. This is our row. It's a motorhome and the Jeep there on the left. We only have one neighbor. Very quiet here. Rained yesterday. We went walking on Pebble Beach in Crescent City. Here's a view of some of these huge trees way up in the hill there. Very dense forest. Of course, they have the bear crossing. Caution sign for bear. We haven't seen any, but I'd sure like to see one. Anyway, it's just a quick view of the park. We're here till about Tuesday, and then we're heading down to Mendocino Redwood Resort on the 101. We'll be there for about 4 or 5 days, trying to get my sea legs. All this packing up and moving and hooking and unhooking. Anyway, we'll talk later. Good afternoon. It's Saturday, October 14th. We're at Crescent Beach. I'll turn the camera around. Kind of foggy here, about 55, 57 degrees. There's actually quite a few people out here surfing. We had a little storm last night. And there's some pretty good sized waves here. Never knew this part of the California coast got waves this big. It's kind of hard to get a perspective, but you can see in comparison to the people. They're probably, oh, I don't know, 3-4 footers. Of course, my wife is again on the hunt for agates. We were at Pebble Beach yesterday on the other side of Crescent City on the north end, and she found about 5 or 6 beautiful little agates about the size of dime size or smaller, but neat colors. The redwoods all around in this area. Road. It's amazing how many people still come here even in this weather. Crescent City has about 7,000 people. It's a border town on the border of Oregon, not Canada. A little bit of undertow here. That's weird. Probably hard to see this, but yeah, this beach beach is so flat that the water comes in, and then there's a little bit of, I don't know if, yeah, it probably won't show up in the video, but you can tell when the undertow is strong, there's a lot of sand mixed in the water as it's going back out. You see a little bit of it right there. Anyway, we've been full-timing about, I don't know, 14 days. It hasn't been without challenges. We've had a few little issues with the motorhome. One of my wall switches went out, which I'm going to have to repair. I was able to make a temporary fix, but that's something we're going to fix when we're down in San Diego. A couple other little things that are to be expected. I mean, the coach is 8 years old, and you know, these things are basically a rolling earthquake. Cats are doing good. They're kind of finding their way where they want to stay in the motorhome. They seem to gravitate towards all the windows, which is kind of funny. My wife's looking for more agates. I'm going to sign out for now. If we find anything neat, I'll get it on video. Talk later. We're now at Port St. George, just a little north of Crescent City. Walking on a beach trail over the cliff, or to the cliff area. I'm catching up, hold on. Back there's the parking lot. It's like some kind of old abandoned building. Kind of interesting. We're definitely getting in our steps today. Been raining yesterday and we needed to get out today to do some stuff. Kind of neat. This is just like some coastal scrub. Another area where there's supposed to be lots of rocks and agate. Again, it's called Point St. George. It's north, about 2 miles north of Pebble Beach in Crescent City. And that's not to be mixed up with the Pebble Beach near Monterey. Oh yeah. Wow. This is way up on a bluff. Be interesting to see what my wife's getting me into. It's quite a little journey. The coastline up here in Crescent City is pretty shocking. It rivals the Oregon coast and all the structures and the marine life. Yesterday where we were at, we saw several dead seals. We don't know what caused that. They were all over the beach. Some of them were being monitored. We're at the top of this bluff. This is amazing. Wow. This would be something on a sunny day. It's kind of sad that it's a little foggy, but still it's beautiful here. Feel very fortunate to be able to do all this. Wow, look at this beach. Kind of weird. It reminds me of stuff I used to see in Hawaii. Spent a couple years in Hawaii when I was in the Army. Missed that place. I loved it there. Big dream of mine would be to move back over there, but cost of living is staggering. Wow, there's people on some of these other bluffs walking on these trails. Some other people over here. There's the parking lot back there where I'm parked. I have no idea where my wife just went. Slow down, Mal. God. She's been like this all her life, I think. I gotta hand it to her though. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't do some of the stuff I do. God, this is crazy. This is definitely not something for somebody who's got any physical handicaps. There's a very narrow little trail here going down the cliff. Well, if somebody had, yeah, I guess most people could do this as long as they were more or less able-bodied. You see, there must be some kind of a service road here. Probably would have been an easier way to come in. She's already down on the beach. Glad there's no seals that are dead here. Yesterday, like I said, at Crescent Beach, or excuse me, Pebble Beach, we don't know what was going on, but there were signs everywhere. There were several dead seals that were seals that were either dead or dying that were being monitored by some agency, Coastal Fish and Marine or something. We aren't sure. Two of them that said please don't disturb, and they were being monitored, had already died. Some of the people from up here say it's pretty common. They get washed up against the rocks at night, and if you were to look at the rocks out in the water, like even out here, a lot of the seals sleep on these rocks, and we even yesterday saw some of them that were sleeping on the rocks. Waves would wash them off the rocks, and who knows, maybe it washes them off and they get banged up and it hurts them and they die. I'll sign out for now and turn this back on if I or we find any agates.